Hello everyone and welcome to Sewing Saturdays. My name is Gina and today I'm going to be showing you, I got a couple of requests of making like a little bag for your cell phone, but they want something with double pockets. So I'm going to give you, I've done one that was for a sunglass case. There was just one pocket, and if you guys are interested in this video, you guys can go back to this video that shows you how to make this one. And based on this one, I'm going to show you how to adapt this one here in a head and have two pockets. Okay, so my sample that I've made is this one here, and as you see, there's double pockets. So there's one there and one there and one there. So there's two pockets. Right, so you can put one for your sunglasses, one for your cell phone, and this one will fit like a 7, a 10. It just doesn't fit the plus. So if you want the plus, you're gonna have to extend the measurements a little bit, so a little wider, just to accommodate the plus. Also, in the middle of the video, I will talk to you guys. We'll be doing another giveaway, and I'll give you the details. Okay, so we're gonna start with some measurements for this one here. This one here, I put a strap. The next one that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put one on the side that I can just use it in my almost just in my hand like that. But I'm gonna show you how to do both. You can do either as a strap, so if you want to use it as a little bag, or you can just put one just for one side and use it that way. So let's get started with some measurements, what we need. So some of you sometimes are confused how much fabric do you need to make the project. In this case here, you can really use fat quarters. It doesn't take a lot of material. It's really just 5-inch strips, and so it's very small. Even like if you have like 10-inch squares, that can also work. You know, you can also use those. I have here, I already cut some of my fabric up, and I'm gonna give you the measurements, all you need to make this here. So I have here, let's start with the outside. I picked this fabric here, and I will put a link to the name of the fabric on the description, and I believe it's on the website. I picked this one, it's nice and bright. I think it's kind of fun for the summer. So I have here, and all of these are from the same line. They're actually all from the same line. I didn't mix the lines. I'm using all the same fabrics from the same line. So here for my front and back, as you see, I have a back here and I have a front. So I picked these two pieces, and the measurements for that, if you get pen and paper, you're gonna write those measurements. So the measurements that I have here is 8.5 by 5. So I have 5 inches this way, and down here I have 8.5. The one that I have here, I actually cut it 9. That was my first one, but I find when I put my phone in, I still have a lot, like about this much extra. So I decided to just cut a 1/2 inch, a little bit, just to make it a little shorter. But if you want it really long, you can definitely do 9. Okay, so we're gonna be cutting. So again, for front and back, 2 pieces I have here, and it's 5 by 8.5. Then we have the 2 materials that's in here. You could use the same color, but I chose to use a different color, and I'm going to be using this blue like a sky. And this one here, I have also 2 pieces, and it's exactly the same measurement. It's 5 inches by 8.5. And then for our linings, as you see, we need 4 linings. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I picked this one here for our lining. So I have 4 pieces here of lining, and exactly the same measurement, 5 by 8.5. Then we're gonna need this flap here. We're gonna need 2 pieces, and I have my 2 pieces here, and these 2 pieces are 5 inches and is by 4. And what I did, I just used something rounded, and I rounded the corners. That's all I did. But you can even use it square if you decide that you want that. All right, and we have 2 pieces, so one for the front, one for this back. Then again, for our little tab here that we did here, on this one I'm only going to put one in one side, but I'm going to show you how to do both. So you're going to do a little piece. I had my little piece here. Let's see. Oops. So it's going to be a little piece, and it's going to be, you're going to cut 2.5 inches by about 4. And what you're going to do, you're going to fold in a half, fold in a half, and fold in a half. Have it like that, and then you're gonna sew it to put this little clip that we have here. Then for the strap that I'm gonna use, I also gonna do the same thing. This is I think 16 inches, actually 17 by 2.5. Now mine is just gonna be here on the side. That's the one I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna do this is 2.5 strip by 17 inches. I'm gonna fold it, and fold it, and then fold it again and sew it. But before I sew it, what I'm gonna do after I have all this folded, I'm going to put this in like this, all right, and I'm gonna go ahead and join these raw ends first. Okay, then I'm gonna fold it after this is joined. Okay, then you can do the same thing, fold, fold, and then you sew it all the way around, because it ends up already like this. Okay, so then this, you pull this down after it's all sewed, and you have your end done. All right, so we're gonna put that to the side. So I think I give you all the pieces that you need. I've used these things to hold on the rivets. You don't have to, you can just sew it. And I use a snap here. You can also use a magnetic snap or just one of these snaps. And again, I just want to cover mine. I put my hand made with love here. You can use different, on this one I think I'll use a different tag. And let's get started with the sewing. Okay, so I'm gonna get my back piece. So we're gonna go through steps so you don't get confused. So this is my back, and I'm gonna get my back piece, and I'm gonna get one of these, the ones that I want to fold to the front, and I'm gonna want this to be the one that's gonna fold here. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna sew this on here. All right, and as you see, I don't have any interfacing here at this stage. I'm not interfacing yet. I'm let you know when you need to interface it. So you're gonna go ahead and sew a seam there, and now I need, so this is, now it's my back. Now I need the part that's gonna come here in between here. See this part that I have here. So, and that I decided that was going to be the blue. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and also sew a piece of blue here, okay, to the bottom. So I'm going to end up with a big piece like that. And if you go back to the sunglass case, we had a long piece like this. We started with a long piece like that. After you sew this here and here, then you're going to get a piece of fusible fleece, and you're going to interface the whole piece. All right? So the whole piece, this whole piece has to be interfaced with fusible fleece. I'm going to sew these. So I sewed these 3 pieces together, the top, this middle, and this one here, and I interfaced it with fusible fleece. Now I need to interface my other blue one here. And I'm gonna get this blue part here, and I'm gonna put on top of this one. But before that, we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get here, and I'm gonna draw a square around of 3/4 of an inch. So from my edge in 3/4 of an inch, I'm gonna draw a line. The same thing here, and the same thing here, and the same thing from the top down. All right? So now what I'm going to do is I need to add my little tab. So from this line that we did, the 3/4 of an inch from the end, we're going to go 1 inch down, okay? And I'm gonna put this right on top of each other like that, and I'm gonna add my little tab in between here, right in between that 1 inch that I did. So I'm gonna go here, and you see I'm putting in the bottom, not on close to our main fabric, but on the other opposite side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it there, and as you see, it should be even with your fabric. So I'm gonna put a pin here and sew the entire square. A back stitch a little bit here to secure it. If you're doing 2 for a strap, you would do another one on this side. Okay, so now you need to prepare our lining. So we're gonna get 2 pieces of our lining, because if you remember, we had like 4 pieces. So we're gonna get 2 pieces, 1 and 2, and we're gonna join them together there, and join this other part there. So we end up with another piece just like this one here. My square is sewed, so it ends up something like this. And I also joined those 3 pieces. Here, as you see, we didn't really have to make 3 pieces. We could have just traced this one and have all one piece. But I cut it in 3 pieces just in case if you want to do different colors, then you know how to cut it. Okay? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead here. And you know the bottom part here where we have that little tab, we're going to join this here. I'm going to put these 2 fabrics together. Fold this one back. You can put a pin. You don't want to catch that part there. We're going to put right sides with right sides. Ignore this part inside. And we're going to join them. Our seam is done. Take these out. And you end up with a big piece like that. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna go ahead and use some tape, or you can do safety pins also. Just regular pins is not a good idea, because when you turn it inside out, you're gonna end up getting hurt. So this little part has to be all folded in. So I'm just going to use this like construction tape, it's Scotch tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and, where's this? Doesn't want to cooperate with me today. And we're going to try to pin that down, because I don't want to sew it. Also, her little clip has to be pulled in. So after you tape all that down, you're going to bring this part all the way to this folded part here. See? You're going to fold that right on top of that. Okay, and then this one here is going to come folded again all the way up. Okay, so we end up with a piece like this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sew it all the way around, and just leave maybe the side here or the top. It's up to you where you would prefer to leave an opening. We need to leave an opening to turn it inside out. I think I'm going to leave mine here on the side, but if you want, you can leave here on the top. Just try to avoid the curve, because it will be a lot harder to close it. Sew it all the way around. I'm going to turn it to the right side. You can trim a little bit of these corners, just don't cut your seam. Okay, and this would look just like this. It just has this fabric on the outside. Now though, we have to make our other bag. So now we can take all this off. Alright. Take that off. And we need to finish now the outside bag. So we know this is going to be our front, and we need two linings. So I have my two linings here. But I'm going to go here. See this top part here? I'm going to add one lining and sew it across. And I'm going to get my other outside fabric that's already been interfaced with a fusible fleecy. And we're going to go ahead and join also those two together. So I attached that part there, and we join those two together. So now we're going to do like we do like a makeup bag. So we're going to put these like this, and we're going to put lining together with that lining together, and the main color with this main color together. Again, we need to make sure that this doesn't get caught in there, so use some tape if you need and pin those back. Okay, all the fabrics in if you can, so they stay away from your seam. Also do that. Okay, so you wanted to eliminate all that from your seam. So now what are you going to do? You get that one in there, match the seams here, make sure you miss all the other fabrics. So I'm gonna sew all the way around and leave an opening here in the bottom to turn it inside out. So sew it all the way around. I use, just in case you're wondering, I use this is the foot that I use in my sewing machine, and I had the needle right in the middle position, and I follow the edge of the foot when I'm sewing, so like that. So that's my seam allowance. All right. Okay. Trim these little corners. Oh, and for the giveaway, so all you gotta do, make a comment. Let me know which one you prefer, which one you like the best, which color would you like, and what you would be winning would be fabrics to make one of these. And I also will send you some fusible fleecy, enough to complete this project, and one of my tags, handmade tag, one of these, either made with love or handmade. I will be sending that as on the giveaway. So all you have to do, like the video and make a comment, so with which fabrics you would like best, and it would be a random selection, and good luck to all of you. So take all my tape, I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna try to fix these corners here, poke them out. This is my lining here. Of course, you're gonna need to go ahead and close that. Okay, this has to be sewed here. Okay, then that goes in here. And we're gonna straighten this up through this little hole here. We're gonna add our tags. So the pin, the snap is already in. I already put it through here. I put it there. Now I have to see where it's going to end up here and put another one here. And also on this one, I'm going to use this handmade. Okay, and that has to be installed before I do a top stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where I want my handmade. So around there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to iron it, do a top stitch around, and I'll show you the finished product. So her bag is done. I attached the snaps and the tag. I sewed the top stitch. So don't forget, so your name can be entered in the giveaway. Leave a comment and like the video. We'll see you next Saturday, and happy sewing, everyone.